How do we create a video lecture that bites? One that students will want to watch and really benefit from? How do we make sure that our video lectures will not put students to sleep or result in another death by PowerPoint? For a fully online course, a recorded video lecture is a viable option because it provides students with flexibility and the ability to study at their own pace. Pre-recorded videos also do not suffer from delivery problems caused by bandwidth, dropout, or other technical issues potentially inherent in live web conferences like Zoom meetings. For an in-person course, a pre-recorded video lecture can also be helpful because it can reduce lecture time during class meetings and facilitate a flipped learning approach where students study the material beforehand and come to class for discussion or hands-on activities.
With these many benefits, strategies for creating more effective video lectures are worthwhile to learn. My name is Dr. B. Kelly. I am an Assistant Professor of Corporate Communication and Public Affairs at Southern Methodist University. I am also a member of the Content Creation Pedagogical Pod, an initiative by SMU Center for Teaching Excellence. In this presentation, I will cover best practices for creating video lectures that are interactive, engaging, and useful for the audience. By the end of this presentation, you will learn how to structure a lecture, how to keep students engaged, and how to use visual aids more effectively. Whether you're looking for ways to develop a more effective video lecture for your online courses or for your face-to-face courses, this presentation will be helpful for you. Let's start with how to structure a lecture.
No matter what the length, a presentation has three parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. There are three things you want to do in the introduction. First, hook the students right from the start. Rather than saying, "Hi, today I'm going to talk about," grab their attention with a thought-provoking question, a vivid image or GIF, a short video clip, a personal story, a quote, some startling statistics, or if you have a good sense of humor, light up the room with a relevant joke. Now, keep in mind that whatever attention getter you use, it should be pertinent to the topic, or else you sidetrack your audience. A strong hook is one that creates curiosity for learning the intended subject. Second, tell the students what's in it for them. Once you grab the students' attention, you will be able to maintain that attention only so long as you make it clear how the content is important or relevant to their personal and professional life. Third, give the students a snapshot of what they are about to learn by listing the main points of your lecture. If you recall from the start of this presentation, I tried to hook you in with a few relevant questions. I told you how this presentation would help you create a more engaging and useful video lecture, and then I previewed the three main points to be covered. These are three ways to nail your introduction. Now, how about the body of the lecture? A common question is how much content you should fit into a lecture. According to psychologist George Miller, a founder of cognitive psychology, humans can process only 7 units or chunks of information, plus or minus 2 pieces of information at any given time. To overcome this limitation, information should be reorganized into fewer units with more bits of information per unit. That said, the content should be split into small segments. A lecture that has 3 to 5 main points can be a lot easier to remember than a lecture with 9 points or more. The next question is, how long should a video lecture be? A study by MIT researchers using data from 6.9 million video watching sessions recommends that instructional videos should be shorter than 6 minutes in length. Another study conducted by the University of Wisconsin found that students prefer videos that are under 15 minutes. So 6 to 15 minutes is a sweet spot. Of course, lean toward shorter videos, because this will help your students stay focused and easily come back to the specific videos for concepts they feel they need to review for exams. If there's a lot of content, create a series of short videos rather than squeezing everything into a lengthy video. Additionally, keep the content organized and coherent throughout the video. This is very important. Don't ramble or get long-winded. You want to move logically from one point to the next and create a smooth transition between main points. Transitional words such as next or in conclusion, or statements such as now that we understand A, let's discuss B, help your learners follow along at ease without getting lost in the sea of information. Also, illustrate concepts with real-life examples that students can relate to. For every key point, get the students to understand how it applies or can be used in real life. Lastly, use the language that students can understand. If technical terms are needed, clearly define them. Big vocabulary may make the presenter look intelligent, but they can also make him or her look pretentious and sometimes confusing. So avoid talking over the students' heads and use common words they can easily understand. There you have it for the body. Chunk it, keep it concise, keep it organized, provide examples, and use simple language. Now, let's move to the conclusion. Don't fizzle or end your lecture abruptly. End the lecture by summarizing your main points and tell the students the takeaways. If you recall, you repeat this information 3 times, first in the introduction, then in the body, and here in the conclusion. This repetition of your main points helps students remember and retain them. All right, we discussed how to structure a lecture with a strong introduction, body, and conclusion. What else can we do to keep students engaged? First, consider using images or short video clips to illustrate the concepts. As people say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Good pictures can create impact and keep the audience attention. You can also insert YouTube video clips to your video lecture created in Panopto or upload it to Panopto. Click the video in the upper right corner to learn how to do that. You may also consider integrating music into your introduction and conclusion to set the mood for the lecture. This will require a more advanced video editing tool. If you are interested, I use Camtasia to do that for this video. Check out the video over there for quick tips. Of course, too much media can create a cognitive overload and distract students, so stay on the moderate side when using multimedia in your video lectures.
Another way to keep students engaged is through enthusiastic delivery. No, you don't need to be super polished or entertaining to be engaging. Simply connect with the audience through effective use of nonverbal and vocal communication. And here are some quick tips. Keep your eyes on the camera as much as possible so you appear as though you have direct eye contact with the audience. Also, angle the camera such that your upper torso is visible and the audience can see your gestures. Moderate body movement and hand gestures create a natural feel and help you connect better with the audience. Avoid monotone or robotic narration because that can zone out the students very quickly. Instead, vary your pitch and volume to emphasize key points. Emotions are contagious. If you convey positive vibes through your voice, students can pick them up, and they too will feel positive and stay focused. Lastly, speak at a conversational rate, not too fast and not too slow.
Additionally, you can make your video lecture more interactive by making the video lecture part of a larger homework assignment. For example, try integrating quizzes between segments in the lecture. You can easily do this in Panopto and track the students' answers. Click the link on the right to learn how to do so. Alternatively, you can have students pause the video periodically and write down a brief answer to an open-ended self-reflection question. Lastly, you can have students watch the video, then answer follow-up questions in a Canvas discussion board, or an individual assignment. Using multimedia moderately, delivering enthusiastically, and making the video part of a larger homework assignment are easy ways to enhance your audience engagement. Here comes the last main point of this presentation: how to use visuals effectively. For some of us who prefer storytelling, a straight talk without any visuals is the way to go. This may work in some circumstances, but for an educational video, integrating visuals into your presentation can go a long way. As mentioned earlier, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Good visuals can enrich narratives and accommodate visual learners. But how can we use visuals effectively, especially PowerPoint, which is the go-to tool for many of us? Some of the key tips include the following. Use only keywords or phrases on the slides and avoid cluttered text. If pictures work better than text, use pictures. Use font type and size that are easy to read. Use font and background color schemes that are easy to read, and consider inclusion and diversity when choosing images and video clips. These simple tips will help you avoid death by PowerPoint and create visuals that are inclusive and useful for the audience.
To sum up, we discussed how to structure our video lecture using a strong introduction, body, and conclusion. We also talked about how to keep students engaged through effective use of multimedia, enthusiastic delivery, and embedded quizzes or follow-up questions. We also talked about how to use visual aids more effectively. A strong video lecture can take time and energy to create, but it can have a long-lasting impact, and you can use it and reuse it for more than just one semester. Many of the skills discussed here are also transferable to in-person teaching. I hope these best practices will come in handy for your next video lecture. Thanks for watching.